Welcome back, friends. This year we're going to be brining our Thanksgiving turkey. I thought I'd take you guys along with me on the ride, show you how we're going to do it this year. If you've never brined a turkey, the thing you need to know is you need to allow yourself a little extra time to get everything ready to go. Brining is going to take 2 to 3 days, so you're going to have to thaw your turkey probably by Saturday, and then it'll be ready to brine on Monday or Tuesday. It can sit in the brine for 1 or 2 days, or maybe even 3 days, and then you can cook it on Thanksgiving morning. You're going to need to gather up a few things. Number one, you're going to need something to put your turkey in. If you don't have access to a refrigerator that can hold a large pot that can hold your turkey with the brine, you're going to need to do something like this, which is a brining bag. You can get these on Amazon for about $4 or $5. Heavy duty, food quality plastic, and you can seal it up. And what we're going to do with ours, since we don't have room in our refrigerator, we're going to put it in an ice chest and just pack it in ice for a couple, 3 days. Now, brines can be as simple or as complicated as you want. A lot of times a brine is nothing more than kosher salt and water. We're going to try to add some real robust flavors to this particular turkey, and so we've got a pretty decent recipe going here. Let me show you what we've got. We're going to have 1 cup of brown sugar. We have the rind of 1 navel orange, not to be confused with an army orange. We've got 2 lemons quartered up here. We've got a cup of kosher salt. We've got 2 yellow onions quartered up here. This is a head of garlic, but I've gotten all the cloves separated and mashed out there with my chef's knife. That's about all you need to do to it. We've got 2 medium to small size russet potatoes. We've got those quartered up. We've got some rosemary, some thyme, some sage. We've got a 1/4 cup of olive oil. We have a 1/4 cup of freshly ground pepper and a 1/4 cup of garlic powder. Now, first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to have to get about a gallon of water on the stove on a big pot, a pot that's capable of holding 2 gallons of water. You're going to have to warm up that water. You don't need to boil it, but we do need to have it warm enough to where we can dissolve the brown sugar and the salt, and then we're going to add in the rest of the water and the rest of our ingredients. So let's get over to that. We've got about a gallon of water here in our pot. We've got it warmed up. Like I say, it's not hot, it's not boiling, just so we can dissolve this salt and this brown sugar. We're going to stir it up. Really good. Make sure we get it good and dissolved. Once we have it dissolved, we're going to add another gallon of water for a total of 2, and we're going to add our other ingredients. That'll also help cool the water down, because we don't want to pour this hot brine on our cold turkey over here. So while this is dissolving, let's go over and check out the turkey. Okay, our turkey has been thawing since Saturday, but this one was still a little cold and still had quite a bit of ice in there. The neck is shoved up in this cavity here, and we had to basically get a knife and kind of break the ice there to get that out. It's not going to matter because this is going to be cold anyway, but you don't want it frozen. But you want to make sure you get everything out of this cavity here, and then make sure you go around to the neck, because in the front in this cavity here is going to be probably a plastic bag full of giblets, and you want to make sure you get that stuff out of there and get it out of your way. So turkey's all ready to go. Next thing we're going to do is start adding our ingredients to our brine. Okay, what I've done here is I've added about another 2.5 quarts of water to this. That's going to help it cool down. Like I say, you're not cooking this stuff, you're just trying to mix it up. And then we're going to start adding just all of our ingredients. It doesn't matter what you do when you do it. Give a little stir there, get that garlic powder going. It's our pepper. Some of our herbs in there. A little sage. Like I said, don't worry about this water, because we're gonna, if your pot won't hold 2 gallons, that's okay. We're gonna add it. We'll add it into the brining bag. Get our onion here. Got our rind, our orange. Our lemons. I might squeeze some of this juice in here a little bit. Add our olive oil. Just gonna mix this up some more as we go. Tell you what, it smells pretty good. And the last thing we're going to add is our potatoes. And we're just going to mix that up real good. Then we're going to take it over to the sink. It's probably a good idea to do this close to the sink. A friend of mine had a little accident last night with his Thanksgiving turkey brine. Unfortunately, he was over the sink when his bag broke, but he wasn't using one of those heavy duty bags like we are. Like I said, if you have a container, if you have a bigger pot, have to be significantly bigger than this, because you're gonna have to hold the brine and the turkey, and you have space in your refrigerator. That's awesome. That'll save you a lot of time and trouble. But also remember that you're gonna have maybe however big your turkey is. This one here is almost 19 pounds we're gonna be using, plus you got 2 gallons of water, plus the weight of the container, plus all the ingredients. Your refrigerator shelf may not handle that, so just keep that in mind. What we're going to do is put ours in an ice chest. So let's get on over to the sink and get this thing going. Okay, we've got everything over here. Got my brining bag here in the sink. I've put about 4 of these in here already. Get it down there in the bottom. We're going to go ahead and put our bird in next. Try not to touch the outside of the bag. Want to make sure we have some on the bottom, and then we're just going to continue to fill this up. Make sure you get it in the cavity rather than try to pour this into this bag. You can see how that might be a disaster. And the objective is we want to get the turkey completely submerged. And we're already having a problem there. But you get the idea. So let me finish this up and we'll go to the next stage. Well, as you can see, our turkey has made it safely into the ice chest. We've got it resting on a nice bed of ice. We're going to pack some more ice around it. I may add a little more fluid to it, but I want to make sure, especially this breast meat on top, is completely saturated in the brine. And tomorrow I'll come out and check the temperature. I may even turn it a little bit one way or the other, just to make sure everything is getting a nice coat of brine and soaking in and getting all those nice flavors in there. And these bags are awesome. I gotta tell you, just make sure when you're lifting this out of the sink, make sure you get a hand underneath it. You don't want this thing to break. I don't think it's going to, but rather be safe than sorry. Even get some help might be even a better idea. We're gonna pack more ice around here, put a thermometer on it, close this thing up and set it in the garage. Tomorrow we'll come back and check on it and add ice if we need to, and maybe turn the bird a little bit in the bag and just make sure everything is copacetic. I think we're gonna have an awesome Thanksgiving turkey here at the Goat Ranch out on the Green Egg, and I just don't see how, with all those flavors in there and as good as that brine smells, I don't think we're gonna go wrong at all. But let me know what you think. What's your favorite brine? Because I'd love to hear about it. So until next time, you guys be safe, have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you down the road. Adios.